So, I'm going to explain something to you here. It's easier for the police to say that what they did to Zaid Atkinson was because they're racist than it is for them to say it's because they thought he was homeless. Because then that proves how evil these people truly are. See, they're not going after black people. They're going after homeless black people. Zaid Atkinson got lucky because he was a black people in a house. Sammy Leon Lawrence IV got lucky because he was a black person in a house. A lot of people spoke up for people that they shouldn't have spoken up for. See, Darren O'Connor had already let me know that he doesn't give a holy fuck. But Michelle Rodriguez, she's like, you know, if I win a lot of money, I'm going to give you some money. Me and Darren O'Connor are trying to fight for you. No, don't speak for Darren O'Connor. He had already let me know that he wasn't going to do a goddamn thing, Michelle. See, the same officer who assaulted you, Michelle Rodriguez, is the officer who assaulted me. But he wasn't the only one to assault me. For speaking out about that officer assaulting me, officers across the state took part in assaulting me. Did they do that to you, Michelle Rodriguez? No, they didn't. You're a minority. You're a woman. So you matter more than me. You matter more to Darren O'Connor than I do. See, that officer, Lolatai, he assaulted at least 6 people since he assaulted me. And the only 3 they're making a big deal about are the 3 that live in houses, yourself included. By the way, Michelle Rodriguez, thank you for taking care of Wings. Wings, this is a woman who, well, that Emery feller, the one who was with Natalie and Alicia when they were 13. Yeah, Wings used to date him. She had a kid with him. Her child died. She walked around with that baby for 2 days. Can you imagine a woman walking around Boulder, Colorado with a dead baby for 2 days? I want you to think about that. So, people didn't want to keep their word. It's do as they want, or I'm a terrible person, and they're going to punish me. Never mind what I needed. Never mind what they promised. They make promises and make promises and make promises, and you give them what they want, and they throw you a turkey bone. Hey Sean, if you work all day, I'll feed you. I got no teeth and they hand me a bone. Well done. Fact is, I jumped through a whole bunch of people's hoops because in order to get the help that they promised me, I had to jump through their hoops. And I jumped through their hoops and it wasn't good enough. See, that's the problem with America. Pretty girls are more important than hardworking men. Girls who date assholes and do heroin are more important than sober men who are trying to help people. I want to believe that Natalie Bollinger was an innocent victim in all this. And there's some evidence that points to that. But there's a lot more evidence that points to her, well, intentionally doing fucked up shit to me over shit I didn't do. I want the Bollingers in prison. But first, I need an honest day in court. The problem is that the judges and lawyers are all well invested in preventing me from having an honest day in court. Pamela Carty, she was my public pretender in Arapahoe County. She's friends with Zoe Tanner, who I'm trying to sue. Now here's the thing. These people all work together. They all have a lot invested in making sure the truth doesn't come out. See, these public pretenders don't want to piss off any judges. They have overwhelming caseloads, so they're not able to do their jobs. And I have to understand this, that 80% of the jails are full of homeless people because, well, the public pretenders have too much on their plate to do their jobs. Meanwhile, we need more and more and more and more money to build more jails for people who are falsely accused. So that cuts away from programs like your schools, your children's education, your teachers' pay, battered women's shelters, homeless shelters, actual help. You victimize us for being victimized, and then you tell us we wanted it, needed it, chose it, or deserved it. I will never stop speaking out. The things that were done to me are wrong. Also, there's a lot of fake people out there. Now let me tell you, Joanna Taylor, I was pissed off at her because she promised to help before Natalie died and she never did. She never kept her word. So she never found out what was going on. She made zero effort. None. Kept saying she was gonna, but never followed through. Miss Kaytee Cahill, that reminds me of you. Shannon Alvarado, that reminds me of you. You made zero actual effort. You just said the words. You needed to be more than just words, but you're not. Which is why I continue to speak out. Our constitutional rights only apply if you're rich or a pretty white girl. The police don't follow the law. They don't care about the law. They care about pretty white girls. Now, as much as I would like to say that racism doesn't exist, it really does. But the fact is, Zayd Atkinson was not targeted for the color of his skin. Sammy Leon Lawrence was not targeted for the color of his skin. Michelle Rodriguez was not targeted for the color of her skin. They were all targeted because the police confused them with being homeless. Officer Lolatai, like many officers, gets off on hurting the homeless. He lied outright in court. In the Michelle Rodriguez case, she still won. And that proves that he is a liar. It also proves that he is violent. At least 7 assaults by Officer Lolatai since January 6th of last year. And you guys pretend like I'm the one who's violent. He assaulted me, and I was the one charged with assault. There were 11 other people in that jail, all of them homeless, who had marks on their wrists similar to mine. Betsy Prowell had those marks as well. Now, every one of these people had the opportunity to talk to me one-on-one. None of them did. Angela Kurzmal, she wanted to get a hold of me today to pretend she wanted to be my friend again. In texting. Going out of her way to treat me like shit in texting, intermittently with the words, I love you. No, you fucking don't, bitch. You and I love completely differently. You want somebody to take your bullshit out on. You want a friend you can type shit to and treat like shit. That's not a friend, Angela Kurzmal. You could have talked to me like I'm a human being. If you can't talk to me in person, the least you can do is call. But no, because you can't berate me and tear me apart. Because I can defend myself when we're talking. Whereas when you're typing, I type 10 words per minute. And you send me 15 texts at once. By the time I've finished typing, I've got 20 to 30 texts to read. Most of them are you bashing me intermittently with pretty shit in there. Fuck you, Angela Kurzmal. Kaytee Cahill. I want to think of you as a decent human being. But my experience with you shows that you're complacent. Reminds me of a saying, when good men do nothing, that is evil enough. You talked, Kaytee. You knew what these people were doing to me, and you made zero effort to contact the police. Yes, Kaytee, your name will continue to fall out of my mouth, the same as Alicia Bollinger's, the same as Joanna Taylor's, the same as Teresa Orn's, the same as Lana Ingeline's. Why, Kaytee? Did you keep your word? Then you know why. And since you are aware that you are being exposed for not keeping your word, you know I'm telling the truth about these other people not keeping their word. It cost me a lot of time and resources to believe you, Kaytee. Cost me a lot of time and resources to believe Lana and Amanda and Miss Jerry. It cost me a lot of time and resources to believe Natalie. It cost me a lot of time and resources to believe Ken and Leah. It cost me a lot of time and resources to believe Jeff Ritter. It cost me a lot of time and resources to try to believe the Adams County detectives. It cost me a lot of time and resources to believe Brenda Dickinson. It cost me a lot of time and a lot of resources to believe these people who didn't keep their word. And then they don't have any consequences for not keeping their word, so it's fine. I've been through hell because these people didn't keep their word. Not just because they didn't keep their word, but because I believed them because I had to. I believed Aunt B because I needed a goddamn mailbox. I believed Kaytee Cahill because I needed somebody who had seen all this shit to actually make a report about it. But you're a liar, Kaytee. Now I'm willing to bet that between proving that you're not a liar and doing something mean, I'm willing to bet you're the kind of person who's going to do something mean, because you've already done so repeatedly. Yes, I'm going to speak out. When I spoke nicely, you didn't do shit. I'm done speaking nicely. We tried that. After 11 months, nothing was done. Because you are completely full of shit.